to another one of the intro videos for our new 155 Chief Steamer in 240 volt only. We have to remember that. Now, let's compare the elephant in the room, or should I say the rhino in the room. I know everybody's looking for that. They are going to compare this machine to Rino. Rhino's going to compare their machine to us. Rhino has a very good 240 volt machine. I believe Rhino makes the exact same body for their 240 volt machine. I believe their boiler is the same. Of course, they're using a specific 240 voltage heater. I believe their specs stay the same, which I kept our specs the same when we were making the 125 machine in 240 voltage. We kept all the specs the same. The only difference, it was 240 and it just heated a lot faster, it held pressure better, it recovered better. So I believe Rhino specs are going to be equal to their specs on their 120 volt machine. I'm not sure of their heating element on their 240 volt machine. I believe they're using the same size boiler. Now, I believe also Rhino is still at 145, which is still a great pressure. When you're at 145 with 240 volts, a couple of pounds here or there difference doesn't really make a difference. But my manufacturer told me that we could set this machine to 150. So I figured why not just go 5, because all our other machines end in a 5 PSI. So that's the reason this is 155. We have a 75 machine, which is now 85. We have a 100 machine, which is now 110. We have the 125 machine, which is 135. So we figured why not we make this machine 155. So it was just a number that I kind of picked out of the hat. And to be honest with you, to be 10 pounds higher than Rhino, okay, no big deal. And I'm not doing that just to say we have higher specs, because that's petty and that's kind of bullshit if you really look at it. So 155, 145, it doesn't really matter. And again, boiler size, wattage for the heater, I think their machine is an excellent machine at 145, regardless of their heater, regardless of their wattage of their heater. Once you get into 240, you're getting into a very, very good machine, a higher performing machine. So we're kind of still neck and neck. These machines are going to be neck and neck regardless of what the specs are. Now, I know what Rhino gives you with their machines. They're giving you a very long hose. They're giving you 2 hoses, which is very impressive. Rhino gives you a hose, I believe that's like 25 or 26 feet, which is extremely long. And then they give you a standard, I think, 12-foot hose. I can't do that. I think for the price of this machine, you're getting 1 hose and it's going to be 16 feet. In my opinion, I think a really long hose is going to cause too much condensation in the steam, too much wetness in the steam, and making the steam travel to 25, 26 feet is a little bit too far. I didn't want to push it that far because I just think we're going to lose a little bit too much performance if we let the steam travel that far. I know guys want to be able to walk around the whole car, but we're giving you a long enough power cord. I think 16 feet for the steam hose. Guys have never really complained about the length of the hose on the 125 machine, so I wanted to make it a little bit longer, but I'm not making it 26 feet. If you guys really, really want a long hose and you feel it's an absolute necessity, then you're going to have to look at Rhino. And I'm not giving you 2 hoses. We're not giving you a backup. I'm not giving you a shorter one. For the price of this machine, we're giving you a 16-foot hose and all the accessories, and I think I've priced it really, really fair. So the comparison to Rhino is going to be, this body's going to be a little bit smaller. I think it's going to be lighter because of the dimensions, which we've already covered. We made bigger wheels than what's on the 125 machine, but I didn't feel that the wheels needed to be that gigantic to jack the body up and to make it look that much more industrial. I think the machine looks fine the way it is. I think the wheels are high quality. It's going to roll around very easily. So in comparison to the Rhino, we're still going to be pretty much neck and neck. Now we're going to do some performance videos, obviously, to let you see the pressure drop on the machine, how it hangs in there, how it recovers, and you'd have to compare that to Rhino, and of course, other things that you'd have to compare as far as price and which company that you want to deal with and how the machine actually washes the car and which way you want to go. Now, the reason why we made this 155 and didn't stay at 125 is because of the extra power. The extra power does make a difference. The bigger boiler does make a difference. The higher wattage heater does make a difference. So the specs that we had in the 125 machine that was 240 volt, this machine's better. And that's why we took the time to make this as good as possible. But we put a lot of thought into this machine. We thought about a slightly longer hose. I knew I couldn't match the length of the Rhino hose, so we're keeping it at 16 feet, and that's up to you whether to decide you want 16 feet, or you want both of their hoses at 25, 26 feet, and 12 feet. But we think we have a really good machine here at a really good price. Now let's move on to some performance videos.